Well, here's the deal. The Denver Broncos and Seattle Seahawks have agreed to a trade that will send Russell Wilson to the Denver Broncos in exchange for a package of picks and players that'll be one of the largest in NFL history, and actually getting a call right now with what could be the full compensation. The package is expected to include Drew Lock. It is expected to include picks.
Take the call.
Yes.
Shefty, take the call.
Hold on.
Come back when you're ready.
Hey, I'm on TV. Can you text me?
How good is this? I mean, this is happening, as you can see, in real time, folks. Let's bring in our panel. Shefty is a surprise. We didn't know Russell Wilson was about to be traded, but he was. So we have Damien Woody. We have Rob Ninkovich. And we have Dan Graziano all with me right now to talk. We were prepared to talk Aaron Rodgers, but to hell with it. Graz, Russell Wilson has just been traded.
The Denver Broncos. So, look, we knew Russell was a little dissatisfied last year with what was going on in Seattle. They kept it quiet. It was kind of the opposite of the Aaron Rodgers situation, right, where they put everything to the side. They had their year, and now they get into this offseason. We hadn't heard a peep. Pete Carroll just last week in Indianapolis, Seahawks head coach, said we are not entertaining offers for Russell Wilson. This was, it turns out, a lie because they were working on a deal with the Denver Broncos. But Wilson, 2 years left on his contract. He gets to go to a team that has a pass-friendly coach in Nathaniel Hackett, who comes from Green Bay. If there were frustrations between Wilson and the Seahawks, a lot of it was because he didn't like the way the offense ran through the run game, which is how Pete Carroll wanted it to operate, and they butted heads on it. And it looks like now Russell Wilson will finish his career in Denver, or at least make a stop there on his way.
Dan, do you have any knowledge, when I see something like this happen this quickly on the day that the Aaron Rodgers news is announced, it seems to me that the Broncos were pursuing Rodgers as choice A, but if that didn't happen, here's the contingency plan. Does this mean they knew about Rodgers' decision at some point previous, and then had this in place already? They were working out the details. Did they hear about the news like the rest of us and quickly do this deal?
You can have conversations that go, hey, look, we're looking at this other option, but if it doesn't come through, we're interested in option B, and you guys are option B. What would the compensation be? Russell Wilson's a factor in all this, has a no-trade clause, has to approve the deal, as Adam said. So they knew it was a place where Russell would want to go, or else they wouldn't have been working on a trade package like this. So, yeah, the Broncos wanted to bring in Aaron Rodgers. Nathaniel Hackett coached him in Green Bay as the offensive coordinator. And when that didn't work out, they pivoted quite quickly. I would call that good GMing.
D. Wood, I mean, if it's the Shefty just said it's like one of the largest packages ever for a player. What was it going to be for Aaron Rodgers? Lord, how good does this make the Broncos? Russell Wilson to Denver.
Max, first of all, I had to make sure I had my jacket on because this is some big news and I need some room to stretch here. But, I mean, listen, you talking about Russell Wilson, one of the top quarterbacks in the National Football League? If we've been talking about Aaron Rodgers going to Denver, this is not a bad consolation prize. And Russell Wilson teaming up with all of those dogs, those weapons that they have out there in Denver. And now, in 2022, we get to watch the AFC West and sit back and eat popcorn watching that whole division eat up itself. That's going to be a treat for all NFL fans.
All right, listen, Nick, hang tight because Shefty is back with me now. Adam, you literally took the call while we're on the show. What is the compensation? What did you just learn for Russell Wilson?
Well, we're still going through it. It's going to include multiple picks, multiple ones. It's going to include Drew Lock, the quarterback. It's going to include the defensive lineman, Shelby Harris. And I think there's going to be more to this trade that's still coming in. I think Denver's in the process of notifying certain players. As they get notified, we get notified. As we get notified, we notify you, Max. But at the very least, it's going to be multiple first-round picks, other picks, Drew Lock, Shelby Harris, and more. And when we have the full package put together, we'll certainly let you know.
Adam, quickly, let me ask you about the same question I just asked Dan. So, obviously, they were pursuing Aaron Rodgers, according to everything that everyone understood. Rodgers announces today, and then like that, they announced a deal for Russell Wilson. Does that mean they had a contingency for Russell Wilson? How quickly did this thing come together?
No, here are the facts in my mind, okay, at least in talking to various people. Denver's been engaged with Seattle for weeks now. And those talks heated up in the last couple of weeks quite a bit. And over the weekend, you could sense that something was clearly going on here at this point in time. And today, the two sides reached agreement on that trade. Now, again, you could see the timing, but the fact of the matter is the Broncos have been engaging with the Seahawks for weeks now with offers going over trade packages, whereas the Broncos didn't even speak to the Green Bay Packers about any trades involving Aaron Rodgers. The Broncos really believe that Russell Wilson was their plan A. George Payton, their GM, initiated the talks here to try to get it done, and they have an agreement pending a physical and pending Russell Wilson waiving his no-trade clause, which I am told he is expected to do. Now, there were multiple teams that approached Seattle about a trade for Russell Wilson. But I think Russell Wilson always wanted to be in an environment where he felt like he could win, where he felt like he was comfortable with the team, the personnel, the offensive weapons around him. And I think when he looked at that Denver roster and saw some of the players on that offense and with the way that that defense had played, I think he felt quite comfortable signing off on a trade to Denver, which he hasn't done yet, but which he's in the process of doing. I can't imagine anything would get in the way of that. Seattle starts to basically rebuild its franchise now. Adds all these picks, adds all these players. They get a clean slate with a player who obviously felt like he was being shopped. Seattle had trade talks with other teams. Russell Wilson has gone to 9 Pro Bowls. 9. He's going to go to the Pro Football Hall of Fame one day. He has been in Seattle for 10 seasons and gone to the Pro Bowl in 9 of them. He's led Seattle to its only Super Bowl title. And so both sides make a clean break. Both sides benefit. Russell Wilson gets a fresh start in Denver. The Seattle Seahawks get all these picks and players to start to rebuild. And that quarterback carousel all of a sudden gained a lot of steam in one day with Rodgers agreeing to go back to Green Bay as they try to work out a new contract there. And with Wilson going to Denver in a trade agreement that's in place between the Denver Broncos and Seattle Seahawks.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.